Hello, welcome to the Develop 901 Division of Planning and Development Acela portal training. This module is records management. So the purpose of this is to learn how to manage your applications, how to manage your records, how to find out what is happening with each one of your projects, what the processing status is, how to schedule inspections, and things like that. So if you start out at this website, you click login, and I'm going to use this particular login because I've got some records already in here. So click login. So put your username and password and click login. So the first page is going to be that dashboard. So as you can see in each of these sections, because this is an account that I've used before for other things, I've got some items in each of these sections. I've got some outstanding permits that I have not paid for. I can view the cart and pay for that permit in this section. I don't have any collections, which we talked about in account management, but I do have a lot of work in process and in progress rather. And what that means is these are applications that I started and I did not finish. So as you can see, all of these record IDs have TMP in there. So it is just a placeholder in the system for an application that has not actually been finished. When it's finished, there's another actual official record ID. And if you scroll over to the right, you can see that the action you can take is that you can resume that application. And we'll talk about that later. So for right now, though, we want to go to My Records. When you go to My Records, just like at the top, you have planning, you have construction, you have licenses, engineering, and so forth. All of the sections underneath basically mirror that. And each one of these areas you can click the little arrow next to it and expand what is in there. So for example, for planning, I only have two, so it was already expanded. But for construction, I have a lot. And for licenses, I have a lot. So I'm going to use, so if you look at this, there's already pieces of information that you can do here. For example, these are all the temporary ones that I haven't finished, and the action is resume application. But if I go to the next page, all right, so here is one. So you see this one is in red right here, meaning you can click on that and take some other actions. But right from this page, it'll tell you under actions, it is in the process where there are some more fees that have been assessed, and you can go ahead and pay them right there. It is also in the process where if you wanted to make an amendment or a change to that application, let's say it changed locations for what you're doing, or it changed the valuation of the project or something like that, you can actually do an amendment. But whatever actions are available here, it's where it is in the process that allows you to take that particular action. Okay, so it tells you a lot of information just on this page. So I'm going to go to, I think it's page 2, where I have, maybe it's page, here we go. All right, so now for further detail, if it's red and it doesn't have that TMP, you can actually click on the number to get further detail. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to click this number, and it's going to open up to a details page. This one has a unique thing that is a notice. Now, if you see a notice here, it's really, really important, and you need to view that condition. And this one is about sensitive drainage basin as a severity notice. So depending on how severe it is, it will be in this section. It's a note, all right? So if you go down further, you have the records detail. It'll tell you who the applicant was, what the licensed professional, and this is your record. You can also click here to get more details on the application information, on the parcel information, and so forth. If a permit has been issued, you can click here and view that permit and print it out. If it that will be there if it's able to, if you're in the process where a permit has been issued. Okay. But what we're going to do is go scroll back up to the top a little bit, and you see this section right here. And this section, you can make payments here. You can look at that conditions we talked about, but we're going to click this drop down on records info. And we want to find out what has been done with this record, all the processes, all the workflows that have been done. And you find that out by clicking processing status. All right, when you do that, you're going to see a lot of different things. Each one of these is expandable. And what I want you to do is look at the details in here. So for this one is application intake. It was taken into the process of planning and development on 5/12/2022. And it was marked as accepted, meaning it was taken in successfully. And the person who did the intake is Evans Rhodes. So there's an email here. If you have any questions about that, or maybe it wasn't accepted or something, you have a person that you can email to find out what is going on. Okay. All right. So the next one is here. Same thing. It was due this. It was marked as routed. It was reviewed by James Grashot. So this is a lot of information in terms of who has done what and when. And it'll tell you all the things that have been reviewed. And let's go ahead and expand this one. Okay. So you want to go ahead and expand all of it, because this is DPD letting you know what has been done and what is needed to be done. So for example, this one right here, it was under review, and you see this little square with the plus sign there. It's very easy to miss, but if you see it, you want to open that up by clicking on it, because this is either the inspector or whoever's reviewing this is letting you know that you need to do something prior to the next process or the next inspection or that thing. There's going to be a comment here. So in this particular one, it says all structures, foundation, slab, debris shall be removed and the site cleared prior to final. So this particular application or this particular project is near the final inspection, but before they get the final inspection, they're telling you you have to do this. So anytime you see this little square with the plus or minus sign, you want to make sure that you click it to see what it says. Okay, and I'm just going to open up all of these. There's a green check mark. What that means is it doesn't mean that it was approved or not approved or anything like that. It just means that it has gone through that particular workflow. It's been reviewed as part of that particular workflow. And if you see an hourglass, what that means is it has not been done yet. Okay, it has not been done yet. So this is a really good page for you to find out exactly what is happening. If the comments are really long, they will probably say something, please look at the attachments to see further comments. And then we go to the attachments to see that, right? And so how you do that, you go back up to the top and then you go to attachments. Now, this area will hold all of the attachments that you have uploaded, but it will also contain all the attachments that planning and development has uploaded for you to review, right? This is also the place you go to, which remember it was records info, attachments. If you're asked to supply another document for something, and which oftentimes you are, this is where you would go. You can either select from the account or add new. So if you already have something, for example, they're asking for a copy of your business license, and it's something that you have already associated with your account as part of account management, which is in another module, tutorial module, then you can simply select from the account. But if it's something that is specific to a project and you need to, and they've requested it, you will click add here to add this to this, and the planning and development would get a notification that there's a new document. Okay. All right, so we've looked at what the processing status was. We looked at attachments. The other thing we want to look at is inspections, requesting inspection, managing inspections. Click inspections. Now, you're only going to see items here, the type of inspection, if your application, your project is in the process where it can, where you can call for an inspection. Okay, it's going to be empty if you're not there yet in the process. All right, so there's several ways you can get to requesting an inspection. So it lists your project will list the type of inspections you can have based on the application type. And under the actions button, you can either view the details or you could go directly to schedule. We're going to look at a couple of different ways. So we're going to go to view details, and any inspections that's pending will be here. Last updated date, last inspection. You can look at the history of inspections that is done. You can look at the results. The results comments, if there are any comments, there are no comments here, are going to be what the inspector said about your inspection. Okay. If you want to schedule another inspection, let's say you want to schedule a final or something, you can go directly from here and click schedule, but we're going to do it another way. And you see this right here, when I hover over this, it turns green. It doesn't look like a link, but it is, because it doesn't have the little finger pointing, but it is. So to me, this is the best way to do it. You just click on that. All right, and it tells you, just like before, all of the inspections that you can have. And I'm going to say this is a building final, and then click continue. All right, so you're presented with a calendar of available dates. Anything that is in blue is theoretically available, but we'll have to see. So I'm going to pick this date, June 22nd. And if it turns yellow, then it's available. You can ask for a 2-hour window, but you first have to click that you accept all day first. So when you click accept all day, you scroll down a little bit, you can get to continue. All right, so because we have put this particular application or this particular project has already chosen a contact. So here it is, and here's the location and so forth. But let's say Dean Brown is out sick or he's on vacation. You have the opportunity to change the contact by clicking here. You can select from an existing contact from your account, or you can put in another name. So again, the asterisk, first and last name, phone number has to be there. and then you can change that contact and then submit. Now, I'm going to cancel because I don't want to change the contact. All right, so now you click continue, and then you get to confirm, yes, this is the date, this is the location, this is the contact. Now, if you want a 2-hour window, here's where you do this. If you click this, a window will open up, and it's got some wording in here. You can type over that. Now, it has been suggested that a best practice that even though on here you have the contact and you have their cell phone number, it is best to also include it in this area. Okay? And so you're asking for a 2 hour, so you want to put that time, you want to say call, text, or email whomever, especially if you've changed the contact for this inspection, and you'll want to make sure that you put that email there. And then when you're finished, you're going to click finish. Now, I'm not going to do finish because I don't really actually want to schedule an inspection, but here's what happens. Once you click finish, the inspector for that type of inspection will be notified, and they will contact you via whatever you said here, email, phone number, but absolutely an email, that yes, your inspection has been confirmed and scheduled, and we're going to do the 2-hour window that you requested, or we're not, or we can't do that 2-hour window. So you will get a notification. So you'll have somebody's email that you can communicate with if you need be. So I'm going to put cancel here because I don't actually want to schedule an inspection. All right, so that is records management. Thank you very much.